Are we in here? We in here. What's going on? What's going on? We're gonna wait a little, get a few people up in here before we get on subject. Lovely Sunday evening. Y'all know what we're gonna talk about today, right? We're gonna talk about how to bid jobs the correct way. How to win over those customers. We're gonna wait till at least 5, 10 people get in here, then we'll get on topic. A bid job. What's going on? What's going on? BCS Barbecue, what's up, bro? Glad to see you back in here, man. Glad to see you back in here, bro. We know what the topic is today. We're going to talk about how to bid and win bigger jobs, especially when you get like customer objections and things like that. I'm excited to talk about this today, man. Hopefully give a little bit of value. How's y'all weekends? How was y'all's weekend? Bidding jobs. Get my little key points out right here. Appreciate it, man. Hey, what's the name of your company? Or is it just you personally, your Facebook? Just so I know. ZC. Okay. Got you. Got you. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till we get a few people in here, then I'll get her going. Get them talk about how to win over these jobs with these people. Closing. Assumptive personal. Okay, got you. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm trying to get the group to at least 100 people. Well, already at 57 after just a few days, so 50, 55, 57, something like that. Try to get up to at least 100 by the end of this week. And then from that point on, scale that thing. I'll be going live on there as well. I'll be going live on Facebook. If you didn't see, I announced it in the group yesterday. I'll be going live on Facebook on Mondays. Mondays, 7, I think it was 7. It's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll get it rock and rolling in there, man. Get some value in there. There we go. We just shot up to 5. That's what's up. Look, I'm going to go ahead and start on the topic, man. I hope y'all had a great weekend. It's Sunday. Sunday's usually rest day, so hopefully y'all getting y'all's rest in. And if you're still hustling, I respect it. And we got another blessed day here, man. But as you guys can see in the title, we're going to talk about how to win jobs that you bidded, usually bigger jobs or just any jobs in general. We're going to go over some techniques that I use, some sales techniques, how to get you those jobs and, try to outbid that competition that you may be going up against. And like I said, I appreciate y'all tuning in. This is something I'm going to be doing weekly from now on. I'm going to be going live on here on Sundays at 6 p.m. EST. And then I'll be going live in the Facebook group, Junk Removal Beginner's Guide, on Mondays at 7 p.m. EST. So put that in your notes. Go join the group, and let's do this thing. So let's go ahead and get on topic, man. First of all, who we got in here? Where y'all from? That's how we got to kick off the live every single time. I know where my people from in here tapped in. Last time we had Minnesota in here. We had Cali. We had Virginia. We had Florida. It's maybe just my business account. Got you. Brazos, for sure. For sure. I got you, my boy. Where y'all at? We had Cali, Virginia. We had Florida. And Minnesota in here last time. I think we had like 6 different states in here last time. I don't remember every single one. Texas, that's what it was. Yep. And then we had Texas. We had like 5 or 6 different states. Comment down below where y'all are from. But I'm going to go ahead and kick this thing off, man. So we're going to talk about how to win and win those bids that you place. So whether it's a $500 job or it's a $20,000 job, how are we going to win those jobs over the competition? The first thing I want to talk about is the most important part, your sales. How good are you at sales? How, you know what I mean? How good are you at closing? How good are you at facilitating a conversation and, not even convincing, but persuading that customer, having some influence over your customer to make them want to go with you. Washington in the house. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, bro. You know what's so crazy? I have literally been saying to Michaela, I want to go to Washington, Oregon, those places. It's like go see the redwoods. I know that's weird, the trees. Like, don't you guys have big redwoods there? Or am I thinking of somewhere else? I might don't know what I'm talking about, but back to what I was saying. So, how good are your sales, man? How good are you at persuading your customer that they should go with you? And the first part of sales is being yourself. Like any good salesman, a true good salesman are great at being themselves, not being something that they're trying not to be. So if you're a guy that is laid back, chill, that's your personality, then there's no reason for you to be an uptight, cheesy guy trying to make a sale on anything. Like you don't have to be a car salesman type of guy to make your sale. You need to be who you are and use your personality to work towards you. Um, that's number one. So when you're going to make a sale and you're trying to close and you're trying to get people to go, go with you, be yourself. First things first. That's the base. That's the foundation of getting your people to truly go with you. Saying I know this where it was in Cali to me. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. And that's a good point that Brazos Valley made. You sell yourself to the customer. So the good thing about junk removal is you don't have to be a sleazy car salesman to get jobs. You don't have to be a top-notch closer, online sales closer. You just need to be yourself and you need to give value to the customer. And that brings me to my next point, which is value. What about you is going to make them choose you? You're removing junk. You're not building them a house. You're not a wedding planner. So it's not as serious as everything else, but you need to know how to beat that competition out. So let's do a quick role play or case scenario. I'm going to act like, I'm going to be the customer and I'm going to be the business owner. So I go up to the house, knock on the door. How you doing? I'm Scott Lane here for the estimate. I go through and let's say that it's a 5-load clean out. Let's say they got a basement, garage, and everything, and they're looking to get it done. They want to get it done today. And let's say for these 5 loads, Mr. Smith, it's looking like it's going to be somewhere around $3,000. We charge between 500 and 650 a load, depending on the time it's going to take and the walk. And we have 3 employees on the job, so I can tell you it's going to be somewhere between $3,000 and $3,500. That works for you. We can go ahead and get this thing started. Let's say that Mr. Smith says, okay, that's a little bit out of my budget. We were looking to be somewhere more around 2,000 to 2,500. We already had a guy come through here and he said he could do it for around that price. All right, so we're going to stop there. Once we get to that point, we know that he looks like he's got it for $1,000 cheaper. Now, as we know, $1,000 is a lot of money, and if you got it for $1,000 cheaper, I'm not gonna be able to. I can't compete for that. And I'm not saying this to him, but this is what I'm telling you guys. In your head, you know that there's no way you're doing this job for $1,000, $1,500 cheaper than what you should be doing it for. In your head, like I at bare minimum, I have to get at least like $3,000 for this job. So you've determined that there's no way that you're doing it for that amount of price. So now the next thing you need to go to is this guy only price shopping, or does he seem. So the next part you want to do is you want to tell him why this is going to cost him what it's going to cost him. Notice, actually, hold on. You're going to tell him why you're going to do it, but this is how you're going to say it. You say, okay, Mr. Smith, I completely understand. We do have some, our competition out there may be charging less, but a couple of things about us. We're licensed and insured, which means we're not going to jack your house up. So although they may be able to do it cheaper, are they licensed and insured? They could put holes in your walls, they could mess up your door. Other things than that, we do carry a reputable 5-star company. We take this job serious, and we want you to be a lifelong customer. So we can, maybe we can come down off that price from $3,500. I could be closer to $3,000, and then we can go from there. How's that sound? We can get started within the next 5 minutes if that works for you. Just real, not too salesy, but just telling them who you are and why you could do it for this. You don't have to go in saying yada, yada, yada. Let him do that. Let him feel you out. Tell him why you're doing it. And if he's still like, okay, yeah, I got you. It still seems a little bit high for me. Now, at this point, this is where a lot of people would go, well, the reason we charge is well, the reason we charge 3,000 or 3,500 is because it takes us $200 in dump fees and $75 in fuel and $20 an hour. Dude, nobody cares why you charge what you charge. He cares about how much money is coming out of his pocket to get rid of shit. That's it. And it's nobody's business why you charge what you charge. I said this in one of my last videos. That is not going to get you a customer. They don't give a shit, and nor do they. It's not their business why you charge what you charge. This is your company. You run your company. Now, at this point, you've told him a little bit. You told him this is why you're doing it, and you'd love for him to be your his customer. And he's like, I do want to move forward. I just can't do, I can't do 3,000. You made up in your mind that's your lowest point. And what you have to do at that point is maybe this guy isn't your customer. You let them know, hey, I completely understand you're focused on the 3,000. I have 3 guys here. We're ready to knock this out. We can get it done for you over the net. We can get it done within today. Be done by noon. We know it's 8 a.m. Give us a chance to prove ourselves, show you why we charge what we charge, and let you know we're the best bang for your buck company. It's not just about the upfront charge now, but in the future, you may need us. We'll be on call. We'll be there when you need us to be there, and we'll deliver every time. You know what I mean? It's that simple. If he says no again, he's not your customer. It's that simple. He's not your customer. We're not breaking down costs. We're not breaking down fees. You could say things like, why do you feel like, what are they charging? Why are they cheap or whatever? But it really doesn't matter. Give them who you are. Give them your mission statement. Tell them, this is Sky. My company name is Flyby Junk Haulers, leading junk management removal service, here in whatever Cuyahoga County, wherever I live. And this is what we stand for. It's that simple, man. It's that simple. It's really nothing special to go into it, but you have to be true to who you are. You can't fray from, whatever's going on or try to be something you're not. This cheesy sales guy that's like, dude, go ahead and people see through that these days. People know the tricks of the trade that's lasted over the last 50 years in sales, the cheesy kind of whatever. You got to just be yourself. That's step number 1. That's the simplest thing in sales, period. And I'm not saying I'm a sales guru, but I've been successful at it at some level. Be yourself, number 1. Let's check out these comments. See what we got. Sell yourself to the customer, exactly what I said earlier. I have issues quoting on bigger projects. This has to be the hardest part in junk removal. Okay, I'm about to touch on that, Benjamin. We'll hop up on that, Ben. You're 100% right. I appreciate it, man. Let them know where the money's going. Yeah, like I said, you don't necessarily want to let them know where the money's going, because that's not going to persuade. Let me tell you something. If you're going to buy a brand new car, right? Or you and your wife are going to look at a car. You and your husband are going to look at a car. You going to the car dealership. You see a car that's $35,000. You only want to pay $30,000. If you go to that salesman and you say, I'm only paying $30,000, I'm not paying $35,000. I'm not paying $35,000. I'll only pay $30,000. That salesman is not going to, or the GM is not going to come over and introduce himself and say, hey, man, listen, the reason why it's $35,000 is because we have shipping fees that cost $1,200. On top of that, I got to pay my guy to go get it. And then once we get it here, we got to pay the maintenance crew. You're going to be sitting here like, what the hell does that got to do with me? I don't give a shit if you charge $35,000 or $30,000. I'm paying $30,000. You know what I mean? We're not breaking down the cost to the customer. That we're trying to get them value. I'm going to tell you a secret right here. People pay for transformation. They don't pay for information. So if I want that damn car and you're telling me the value on why I should get that car and why I'll look good in it, why it's my family size. I got a family of 4 or 5 people. It's perfect for you. It's good on gas. Now you giving me some value. I don't give a damn why it costs $35,000. I just want to know why you think, why I can't get it for my price. You see what I'm saying? We're not breaking those prices down. We're going to give people value on why we need to get what we need to get. Benjamin says, I'm in the process of quoting a 3-bedroom house, which is full of biohazard hoarder items. For my estimate is $20K. It's the business project I received. That's some good money right there, man. That's some good money. You try to use some tips or tricks we talk about in here. If you're having any problems with that, hopefully we go over what you need. And so the first part is be yourself. The next part we're going to talk about is the closing part. So what I like to do is what's called an assumptive close in sales. Assumptive close. What's that mean? It sounds exactly what it is. It's assuming your close. So let's go back with Mr. Smith earlier. Me and Mr. Smith are talking. We're a little bit apart on the price. In my head, this is let's say it's the scenario. We know he wants to pay around 2,500. I'll tell you what, Mr. Smith, for right now, I can do it for $2,800. We'll have it done by noon. We'll have it. Everything will be gone. We'll go take this load. As those guys are taking that load, my other two guys will be bringing everything out to the driveway. By the time they get back, we're loading it and we're going. Does that sound good to you? If so, go ahead and sign this waiver for me right here. This contract, letting just to protect the company and myself, let me know that you'll pay as the job is complete, and we'll go ahead and get started. How's that sound? That's an assumptive close. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I'll do it for you for 2,800. I'm gonna come down $200 from where I'm at. I'll go ahead and come down to $2,800 for you. We'll get started right now. And while they're gone, after the first load, it'll be about 3. We're bringing everything else down. That way we're done by noon. Let's go ahead and get this started for you. That way you can have your weekend back. How's that sound? That's an assumptive close. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best salesman in the world, but things like this take a little bit of practice. You know what I mean? Like when you're like for cold calling, for instance, or you're doing sales, you don't you got to get pretty good at it. You know what I mean? You got to practice. It's just like anything else. You got to practice at it. If you've never done sales before and this is your first business, you're not just going to be able to just go up and just smooth talk anybody, or just, it's going to take some practice. You're going to have a little feeling in your gut right here, a little feeling in your stomach when you do it. Like, this feels weird. Like if they tell me, no, I just want to go crawl up in a ball. That's all right. We all feel like that. Hell, I don't like door-to-door knocking. That's how I feel when I door-to-door knock. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like it, but if you can door-to-door knock, you'll be a killer. You'll be able to sell water to a boat, I promise you. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be a sleazy salesman to make this thing work, man. You don't got to be a sleazy salesman. Be yourself and get some practice in. A great way to do this, and I learned this when I first got into banking, is role playing. If you have a wife, a sister, a mom, a dad, whoever living with you, a brother, role play with them. It's gonna be weird. You might feel weird at first. You'll joke around. They'll laugh at you in your face when you're like. But role playing is basically like what I just did with you guys. Let them be the customer. You be the business owner. Act like it's a real scenario. That's the only way you get better at it. You know what I mean? If you're not very good at sales, if you're not really good at talking, then you need to work on it. Do it. Go pull your husband or your wife to the side and be like, babe, I want you to be the customer. You need a 2-load clean out to go. Make me sell you. And just do it. Do it a couple times a week, few times a week, until you get good at it. Before you know it, you'll be talking, and it's just like another thing, and you'll win more jobs that way. So that's checkpoint number 2 is the assumptive close. First thing we handled was the being yourself. Number 2 is the assumptive close. Put that right here. Be yourself and assumptive close. So those 2 are the first 2 things. You guys got any questions, man? Pop them down in the comments. How do I find the number of Google searches per month in my area? You know what? I'm not sure. If somebody knows that, look down here. I never really, honestly, man, I never really paid attention to all the ends. I knew SEO was important. I knew Google ads and advertisement was important, but I just paid the people that were really good at that. I let them handle that. And as long as I had output and I had, progress, I stuck with the company. I know the basics of how it works, but I didn't spend too much time. I spent more time trying to build my brand and, know my numbers within the business. For sure. So like, if you guys got any questions, pop them down in the comment section. Close and be yourself. Assumptive close. Okay, so it's going to bring me to my next point, which is point number 3. Know your customer. Know who you're serving. So if you know your customer and who you're serving and what kind of business you're looking to run within junk removal, you're going to find out that everybody's not your customer, right? You hear that all the time on here. Okay, everybody's not my customer. What's that mean? Well, what that means is if you know that you get a call and an investor calls you or a real estate guy calls you and he needs a clean out. You go look at this and it's in your head, this is at least like a $5,000 job. It's at least 8 to 10 loads. In your head it's $5K minimum, probably a little bit more than that. If you go look through that house and you get done looking through that house, and he's like, okay, look, I'm ready to get this thing started. How much is it going to cost me? How much is it going to run me? And you're letting them know, okay, after looking at it, it's going to be between 8 to 10 loads, all the factors fueled in, fuel and everything. It's going to be around 5,000. I'd say between 5 and 6K. And he looks at you like you lost your mind, and he's like, dude, I got people that'll do this for $1,500 with their crew of guys. Well, great. That's who you should call. You probably could save $3,000 to $4,000, honestly. And I mean that to you. That's not how we. I'm not the right guy for you. This is how we charge. This is why we charge. And there's always going to be cheaper, competitors out there, but they're not going to provide the same quality of work. I can promise you. That's how you handle that. That guy's not your. That's not your customer, man. Like, you want to learn how to bid jobs and win those jobs, know what customers are for you. I know beginning in the business, you want to get every single job, and sometimes you'll have to do them cheaper than what you want. But at the same time, man, you got to realize everybody ain't your customer, man. Everybody ain't your client. Don't waste time with them. You don't have to say what I said right off the bat. You can kind of tell them, like, I understand, do you use them often? Well, this is how we charge a little bit. If you've never used a service like us, you've kind of used just kind of one-off contractor guys, and maybe you can get them to, but dude, that guy's not for you. He's off by $4,000. He don't even know what the hell's going on. Go get you a chuckle, do it down the street, and I'm gonna go right back to doing my job. You know what I mean? Like, I got to keep pushing. I'm not gonna waste too much time on this guy. Benjamin says, the only issue I have with junk removal is when you're working on a project for a customer and they try to throw extra items that you wasn't aware of. Okay, let's go ahead and address that. Let's say we got a load full. We had a garage clean out at $500. We get to the end, and this guy, the customer, says, oh, hey, Benjamin, can I go ahead and throw this? Got a couple of extra pillows and a couple bags of trash. Can I throw that on? Sure. Throw it on at the end. No problem. Yeah, we'll take that. It's not a big deal. It's a couple bags of trash. Okay, so now that's one scenario. Let them throw the extra couple things on there. That's not going to hurt you. That's not going to cost you no more money. No big deal. Now, it'll say we have a customer that is being excessive with it. They throw in the extra bags of trash at the end as you're finishing up. He's like, hey, Benjamin, can we throw this on? You let him do that. Then he's like, oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and grab this chair. Okay, now he's grabbed the chair. Before you know it, he got a damn sofa that's coming out the door. How you're going to approach that is you'll be like, okay, Mr. Smith, I see you got some extra things to go. This is our full load price. I actually took it a little bit over that full load price for you just to make sure we got everything. What I can do is I can take that, but that is going to be an extra charge due to the fact that I'm going to get charged more at the dump station. Once I go over my point of where I'm at on this load, I get charged, the fee that I usually pay plus double for that. So I can throw that on there for you for an extra $50 to cover that, or we could set it up for a separate job, whatever's easiest for you. That's how you set it up right there. I mean, an extra couple bags of trash or an extra couple items is no big deal. But as they keep coming, at some point you got to step in and say, we have reached that full load price. Anything after that will be a little bit of an extra fee just because it's going to cost me extra dump fees. I don't want to charge you for it. I don't want to charge you for the, this over here, but I will get charged. So I'll just pass that on, It's that simple. Not everybody's going to like it, you know what I mean? But shit, you got a business to run, bro. You ain't got time to be hauling around 70 yards of trash when you're charging them for 10. Maddie says, thanks. Hey, no problem, man. Jake Bailey, love the channel, bro. Appreciate it. I've been running my own junk removal business doing for 2 years, about 400 clients in total, but can't seem to stay steady. Is there any tips to break the business plateau? Yes. First of all, congratulations on over 2 years in business, man. That's big time. Most people can't last 6 months. 2 years is impressive, bro. Make it through another 2 and you're going to have something. I would say to break the plateau is separate yourself from everybody else. Separate yourself from everybody else. We got, I don't know how many junk removal companies now, but what are you doing different to make sure you're not steady? Those slow days. Are you going to businesses? Are you going to apartment complexes? Are you going to storage unit complexes? Are you getting more business cards made? Are you joining networking groups? Are you going to Facebook Marketplace and going to the free section and anything anybody puts on there, telling them if they don't sell it, that you'll come get it for a fee? Are you doing all those type of things in your free time every single time that you have, free time? Are you? Because it's probably not. But if you are, kudos to you, and you won't be having plateaus. But those are the type of things that's going to separate everybody. Everybody can get a marketing team. Everybody can do Google Ads. Everybody can have business cards. But are you implementing it? Are you hustling every single time that you don't have business going? That's what the question you got to ask yourself. You got to be creative. You got to do boots. Most people underestimate boots on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Boots on the ground is what make businesses last. We can all pay for ads, but ads and doing one job is not what makes a customer come back. A customer or a client pays you because they like you, because they like your business, because they see value that you add to them. Some people got bukus of money and they'll call you for nothing. They'll have two old pillowcases and be like, you know what, call Scott down there with fly by junk cars. Hell, I don't care if you charge me $100. I just like to hang out with them. I like, seriously. I've had customers call me like 3 bags of trash. Like a lady, we did over 10 jobs for this lady in maybe 3 months. I would almost convinced that she didn't let her garbage man take her trash just so we could come dump her trash can for her. Like literally, like, you know what I mean? Seriously. But you just got to ask yourself those questions. Are you doing everything you can in your free time? I hope that helped. It's a few times. It's not a big deal. But if you're doing a single item pickup, charge them $5 to $10 more. Yeah, there you go. That's one way to do it right there, bro. Natural born hustler. I try to be, man. I try to be. It's unstable at times for sure. Jake Bailey, word. Appreciate it. No problem, man. First, honestly, depending on how long I'm present, as you said. Now just hitting the streets and doing the in-person sales works better, as you said. It does, man. And like nobody wants, let's just be honest. Nobody wants to go out, put in the effort and go into these places and meet these people. Like nobody wants to do that. Naturally, a lot of people don't want to do that. Why? Because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable going into businesses. It's uncomfortable naturally for you to do it. But the more and more you do it, the more you get used to it. All you need is one win. You could go into 20 businesses and none of them even want to talk to you or anything. That's fine. You don't know these people, really. And if you do know them, who cares? You out here hustling. As soon as you get that first commercial contract, as soon as you get that first, that first job that you get going into these businesses or these places, it's over with after that. All that scared shit and all that worrying about shit goes out the window. You like, bro, I just hustled a commercial contract going into these businesses. It makes you feel like freaking like the best feeling in the world. I know it does me. You might go into 20 businesses and be like, man, this shit ain't working. That's all right. Go to 20 more. I guarantee you're going to get a contract. Soon as you win that contract, bro, it's over with. You're gonna be like, man, this can work. This can work. I sniff paint chips with bungee jumping off the moon. That's enlightened dummy. That sounds about like something you probably do. Facts. To piggyback off Jake, I've been at it for 7-8 months and have come to a dead stop. Hey, that's going to happen. And also, you're coming up on slow season. Time to do what I just told you to go do. Go to them businesses. Get you 1,000 business cards made. And then by the end of the month, by the end of 2 months, have every one of them passed out. If you ain't got no jobs by that time, which I doubt you won't, but if you still don't, go get 1,000 more cards. And in the meantime, you need to be joining networking groups. You need to be joining networking groups. Never use Angie's List, pure scam. I agree with that. I agree with that. You can, but as soon as you get a whiff of any kind of nonsense, or leave them. I'm not a fan of Angie's List at all. Knock on 100 doors, 10 will call and use you. Pretty much. I would say 100 doors. Yeah. Hell, if you knock on 100 doors and you get 2 people to call you, that's a win. How long is this going to take you to go to 100 doors? A day? If you get up at 8 a.m., or we'll say 9 a.m., and you're at your first door, and you go through a subdivision, 2 subdivisions, knocking on doors, half of them ain't going to answer, 25 of them ain't going to want to talk to you, maybe 15, 20 of them will talk to you, and then 2 of them will call you, and it's a win. You still got that win. It still works, especially if you have nothing else going on. Door knocking is, that's the quickest way to get a job for real if people don't know. Door knocking because you're at the person's house. You know what I'm saying? Knock on the door. How you doing? My name's Scout here with junk removal. Just let you know this is what we offer. We've done a couple of jobs in your area. Just want to know, did you have any leftover old bulk items, any kind of trash items? Did your trash come by this week? That's the kind of stuff we take. Do you have anything like that? Oh yeah, we have an old recliner our dogs sleep on or something. Really? Well, I'll tell you what, we have the trailer parked out front. We can go ahead and get rid of that for you. We charge $80 to take it, or if you're brand new, we charge $50 to take that recliner for you. That just kind of covers our dump fees and our travel and stuff like that. And if you need us in the future, we'll give you a discount. You want us to go ahead and get that for you? It's that simple, bro. It's that simple. Anthony Kelly. I just got an order of signs that came in. It's been a little slow, but I put them out now. Yes. And to talk about that point, Anthony Kelly, those signs, the idea of the signs are two-faced. And what I mean by that, yes, you want to put out those signs so people call you and that you get jobs from it. But the reason that I put out the signs was to let people know who I am. Brand awareness. Even if I don't get no, bro, I probably put out, let's say I put out 500 signs. I probably got 5 calls from those signs. But I bet you know what? These people that drove past them every single day, all day long, they remembered my name. That's why I did it. I put those signs out so people knew my brand. It's brand recognition everywhere you go. Just because you're watching TV and you see a Nike sign on there, don't mean that you're going to go right online and buy a Nike. That doesn't mean you're going to go buy some Nike apparel or Nike shoes. But in your head, implement it. If you're ever in a store, if you're ever anyway, like Nike, I gotta use some Nike. You know what I mean? That was the idea behind me doing signs. So I would say keep doing the signs, man. It doesn't matter if you get 2 calls from them. Keep putting them out. People going to see them. Your opponents are going to see them. Everybody. Make sure they know who you are. Listening to junk removal right now, Blake, but boy, yes, sir. I see you commenting all the time, man. True supporter. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. We got this thing rocking in here. Got 10, 15 people. Yes, sir. Y'all let me know if you have any more questions down in the comments, and I'm gonna bring it to my the last point. So we first talked about being yourself. The next part was the assumptive close. And the third part, hold on, let me bring this up here. Talking about the opposition. Hold on. I got to write down everything before I do it. This is how I don't have the best memory or the best recall, so I'll make sure I got to write down everything before I do it. Ready to be yourself, your assumptive close. And last but not least is, we got a couple more. Hold on. Brunswick, Ohio, Junk Heathens. Come on. Hey, right down the street, bro. I live probably about 30 minutes away from you, man. Brunswick's beautiful. Projects over 10K. Do you think it's best to write out a contract? Hell yeah. We better write out a contract for everything over 1,500. You need to, that's the importance of a CRM, though. Look, I use Jobber, and Jobber, what I used, you could go in and you would have the client's name, you would have the job, you could post pictures in there. And before you start the job, let's say that it was a full load or 3 full loads, $1,500. You go in there and where the notes are, it has a thing for signature. You can give it to the customer. So say, hey, Mr. Smith, before we start this job, since it is over our $1,000 threshold, if you'll just go ahead and sign here promising that you will pay upon completion, that just protects us for any other kind of liability or anything like that. All right, collect that signature, good to go. Whole time, it took 2 seconds. And in that contract, you could say anything like, you could put a lien against the property if not paid, funds aren't paid, things like that. So I would get, especially starting out, you need money in the beginning, especially. I would get contract in place right out the gate. Anything over $1,000, anything over $1,500, make sure, I got a text, make sure you have a contract in place, not 10K, not 1K. At least till you up and running multiple trucks and, your business won't die if you lose out on $1,000 or $2,000. How did you handle high dump fees in Northeast Ohio? Charge. Charge. I learned real quick, $3.99 a load ain't gonna cut it. From $3.99 to $4.49 to $4.99, all in about 3.5 months. After that, I went to $5.99. Then I went to $6.50. You have to charge what your margin is, and if you want to have a 40 to 50% margin in your business, then you need to make sure that after the fuel fees, the dump fees, the advertising, that it's paying yourself. You need to make sure that clears your margin. So if the dump fees, a lot of minimums went from $45 to $145 in literally a year and a half in Northeast Ohio. So I had to up that price. Every 3 months, call 1-800-GOT-JUNK, Junk King, see what they charging. What y'all charging? Oh, $6.99, bet. $6.75 a load. Is what it is. People don't know what the price of true junk removal is. You know what I mean? Required deposit, yep. Anytime, I'll come back and listen later. For sure, bro, for sure. My dump fee's $30 a ton. I'm blessed. Oh, hell yeah. What? $30 a ton? Oh, my God. That's amazing. That's how Texas doing it. Florida's like that, too. A lot of places in Florida don't charge anything. Not the Midwest though. Nah, like come to the Midwest. Go up to go be in Boston or somewhere. $200 minimums. It's crazy. But let me go ahead and get on this last point. I don't want to get too much off topic. To the last point is knowledge. So closing big jobs and winning bids on jobs. First things first was be yourself. Second one was assumptive close. Number three is your knowledge. Your knowledge is going, your general knowledge and your basic knowledge of the situation is what is going to win you jobs. How do you get that knowledge? Through experience. You practice the first two, being yourself and learning how to, assume the close. I say assumptive close because that's one of the easier closing tactics and sales that you can learn. Assumptive. Assumptive is a general conversation and acting like you've already got the job, going ahead and letting them know you're going to take care of it. Mr. Smith, we can go ahead and get this out of here for you over the next couple hours. We'll be done by 12. I can do it for $2,800. You want us to go ahead and start? Assumptive close. It'll come off the tongue like that. Sometimes they'll still say no, but that's fine. But being assumptive instead of being like, this is all I could do. I'm sorry. It's gonna bust that. It's gonna win you over 10 times more than that. But your basic knowledge, man, you want basic knowledge of the situation, and that just comes from experience. More experience you have, the better. The more role playing you do with your spouse or your significant other or whoever in your household, it's how you get better at it. It's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like the first time I ever get a speech up in front of somebody, I was uncomfortable as hell. But the more and more you do it, you do it. Talking on live. Like I can shoot videos all day, but guess what I can do in videos? I can edit. I can quick edit. I can jump edit. So it looks like everything that I say in my videos, my YouTube videos, all that stuff, it looks like I just roll off the tongue. But as you guys can tell here, I be pausing. I say a lot. You know what I mean? Like I lose my train of thought. It just comes with experience. The more I do lives, hopefully the better I get. It's the same thing with this. You know what I mean? Go and practice that with your spouse. Get your experience up. If you're not getting a lot of jobs, work on your sales, work on your pitch. You know what I mean? Uh, I'm not going to elaborate too much on experience because it's self-explanatory. But what I will say, before we hop out of here, guys, I do have that. If you weren't in here last week's live, I do have a brand new Facebook junk removal group called Junk Removal Beginner's Guide. Go join. I will accept you. If you're a true hustler, you're fine. You're okay with getting educated. You want to provide some value. If you've been in this junk game, come join. We don't want no haters in there. We don't want nobody doing no kind of, it's going to be blocked right off the gate. We want hustlers. We want people that's willing to invest in their education, that wants to give the game, receive the game. That's who I want in there. We're trying to grow this community and get that whole old stigma of blue collar out of here. We want that old stigma where people hate on people and we getting that up out of here. We all trying to grow together. Absolutely. We making money down here and change the premium still. For real. Yep, absolutely. Be uncomfortable, breed success. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We got 3 minutes left. You guys got any, or 2.5 minutes? Y'all got any questions? Post them down below. While I'm waiting for that, you guys know we are 11 days away from launching Junk Success. As you guys know, that's my program I'm coming out with. I'm taking a small group of people and we are going to get you to 6 figures. If you're just starting out in junk removal, or if you've been in junk removal a while and you have not hit 6 figures, go book a call with me. It's free. A free Zoom call. Let's see if you're a good fit. You got to invest in your education. If you've been doing this for 2-3 years and you still ain't making $100,000, something ain't there. Something ain't clicking right. If you're not making 100K, something ain't clicking right if you've been doing this for a few years. Invest in education. What you will pay for this program, you can make in 1 day in junk removal. I'll tell you that. I'm going to leave it at that. If that don't persuade you, then it ain't for you. Where can I find your music, brother? Also, you're my idol in the game. Appreciate that, man. My music. Most people don't know I used to make music, man. Most people don't know I used to make music. I'll tell you this. If you Shazam it out of some of my old videos, because like I said, that's something I used to do and it's out there and I can't really take it off. So if you Shazam it in some of my old videos on here, you can find it. It's on Apple Music and stuff. I'll tell you that. I don't make it no more, so I don't really push it, man. And I appreciate you saying that, man. I appreciate you saying that for sure. Absolutely. Any last questions in this last minute, man? Shoot them down low. Shoot them down low. Go join that Facebook group, Junk Success or Junk Removal Beginner Guide. See, I told you my freaking memory is horrible. Junk Success Beginner's Guide. Go join it. It's free. We're going to hustle in there. All right, that looks good, man. I appreciate all y'all for joining in, man. I love being a part of this community. Y'all definitely show love. I try to give value. You guys do the same for me. I appreciate your messages on Instagram, all that. Junk Success Beginner to Six Figures, 11-day launch. Come book a Zoom call, man. I might be able to help you out. Absolutely. Absolutely, Benjamin. I appreciate it, man. Just hop in the it's the link is in any of my videos or any of my shorts. You can go book a free Zoom call. I'm gonna see what your goals are, see what you're focused on. If your head's in the right place and you ready to make some money, because we all know there ain't no magic potion to this junk thing. There ain't no magic potion to making a lot of money. You have to put in the work. But if you're a good fit, man, I want to take you in. We'll get you to 6 figures within a year, man. Go get that vacation. Go, you know what I'm saying? Got to your steak dinners, whatever you want to do, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. I'm out.